Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a magical day and this video makes today even more magical. Yes, I'm back. This is crazy. I also don't believe it. This is so cool. I am very excited because I was planning to do a the warning song anyways before I decided I have too much work, so I'm gonna continue working and not make other videos, which paid off because I finished early my 3D project animation. I'm still thinking if I'm gonna add or change a few things and then post it. We're gonna see, because they did give me some final feedback of maybe a bit more closer close-ups of, like, let's say, first points of view, so it's more like immersive and we get more engaged to the character. So I'm thinking of maybe doing that, but other students told me, like, hey, you did what you did and it's really good. Like, they were really happy with, like, it looked really cool. And I agree. Like, I love my lighting, I love my cameras already. So yeah, I'll see. Because at the time I'm also working with a fourth year graduation student that's about to graduate a fourth year. And yeah, we're assigned to each person, like 2 or 3 of us, to work on different things. And I'm working on audio. And it's pretty cool. If you remember the fairy animation with the crazy, creepy sounds, I'm making similar sounds. She already approved them. And we're moving on like this. I'm making more realistic sounds for the set project. And yeah, I'm moving back and forth with that. It's a really nice learning process, especially for sound, since I love playing with sound, so it's gonna teach me even more. And then I can even, like, more implement it into animation, like, in a more correct way, let's say. Like, I don't I can more quickly adjust to stuff that I need to the more I work on it, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I hope you guys have been well, because I'm very excited. I was planning on doing, like, a live reaction to, let's say, Animosity, or, like, you know, the warnings already produced songs but live, which was in my plans. But then this came out and you guys told me that it's a bit different, so I'm a bit excited to see what different this could be, because we've heard different songs. We've heard even ballads from their first ever, like, musical albums. So how different is this? Like, towards which genre are we going, you know? So I am very excited. Let's go.
There's something pulling me away, something criminal that I can't fight it. Won't you tell me what to say, or pull me in and keep me nice and quiet? Keep me here, closer in the clear. Just kill the noise, won't you fill my void? Give it all up, but you feed my senses. You know you love it. You know that when I need you, do you need me? Yeah. You know I love it. I love it when you feed me, yet you leave me begging for more. I feel it slowly creeping in. I find desire leaves me frozen, stranded.
Okay, this is so cool. This is so fun. I love it. I love that, like, transformation. It's so fun because they start off with the black and white. And you're like, okay, so behind the scenes, they're, like, just regular clothes still. No, they're extremely colorful, way different colors from each other. Even the makeup's done in different colors. And it's pretty fun to think of, because I'm also thinking about, like, back in the day where, like, the film would be black and white and they would have crazy colors so that they could come off better on the black and white, like, translation of the screen. So let's say yellow, or let's say the makeup would be done extreme so it would show on the camera, like, you know what I mean? Or the colors would be specifically extremely bright so that they would be very white or very, like, dark, you know? So it's really cool to then see this transformation. It's so fun. I also love that it's so, like, colorful. I love the fisheye here for the button. Or the whole screen being 3x4, like a cube. It's very old style, and it's so fun. I'm very, like, interested as to... It does feel like they're going a bit, like, older days rock. It still feels like rock, but it's way lighter. I know what you mean by different. I understand, because it does have way more of a light feel. It's way more playful, more attitude. It's not like the angry or like, you know, like the aggressive kind, which is very, very interesting. And like even the shots, like that pan, like that just like pan shot from here to here to here to across all the girls. Just the old school kind of like filming and everything. I love that. And it's so interesting. And even the music, like it does feel a bit lighter. So very, very interesting. Maybe we'll get more aggressive with the more color it gets. Is it like I demand more of like the times as we progress, I want more and more and more and more. That's what humanity always demands. Like they're never satisfied, so they always strive for something more.
Nice and quiet. Keep me here closer in the clear. Just kill the noise, won't you fill my void? Give it all up, but you feed my senses. You know you love it. You love it when I need you. Do you need me? Yeah. You know I love it. I love it when you feed me. Yet you leave me begging for more.
Okay, let's talk about the music part here because I love it. I love how we have guitar and bass just support each other, and we have that da 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 da. Like I see a bit more of it's getting faster, but it's like that keeping like that rhythm, that melody going still, and it's still at the same tempo. It hasn't changed, which is pretty cool. I love drums. Like drums pow is just completing. It's just driving everything. It's just building the tension, and because we don't have as much tension as we usually have, it's just so cool. Because I feel like I see them in a very like olden age playing music, like how old rock would be played. I don't know. I already said it, but I feel it. It's so interesting how from the filming, the lighting, the camera angle specifically, and just how the music itself, like the rhythm, the melody, the tempo is. It feels very old school, and I'm curious as to why they picked this. It's really interesting.
You love it when I need you. Do you need me? Yeah. You know I love it. I love it when you feed me. Yet you leave me begging for more. I feel it slowly creeping in. I find desire leaves me frozen, stranded, waiting between what could have been. Why am I sinking when I'm fully grounded?
I love the bass. Ale is incredible here. I love it. My camera's tilted. But the bass sounds so good. Ale, like that beautiful beat, and then with Danny's voice, and then just the pow, nice hold of that tempo. Like I love it. Beautiful. With Pow's drums, we break apart a bit of that continuous bass, and it's just we basically get a bass solo here, and I love that.
Stranded, waiting between what could have been. Why am I sinking when I'm fully grounded? Standing still, going for the kill. Just kill the noise, would you fill my void? Give it all up, would you feed my senses? You know you love it. You love it when I need you. Do you need me? Yeah. You know I love it. I love it when you feed me. Yet you leave me begging for more.
The fisheye.
I wanna let you know it. Stop and never show it. Like it when I'm broken. Like it when I'm broken. You know you love it. You love it when I need
This is so fun. What the heck? That was so fun. Okay, first of all, I love that it feels like an old 90s song. That's what it feels like to me, like a 90s 20s song. Like, it's so fun. It has so many, like, vibes of, like, old 90s, like, 20s commercials. Like, first of all, like, from the beginning, that 3x4 frame, then the whole vibe of the song and tempo being a bit more relaxed than their usual stuff. The lyrics, that's so fun. I love that the whole outfits change completely, and you're like, oh wow, so much color. I love the fisheye being used so much. I also adore like just like the different like I love the shots of close-ups here. Like all the shots just connote like way old rock songs or even pop songs. And it's so interesting. It's so fun also because you have Ale and Pau, and I think they had down more of that teenager of the 90s, 20s vibe. And then you have Danny being her usual, like, self, like, going at it at the camera. Like how she usually sings at the camera. And it's so funny. Because I'm getting a reminder of, like, oh, that's how they usually perform. This is nothing like it. It's so interesting. Let me drink some water because I feel a bit weird. We're good. Alright. So, what else? I wanted to talk about more, like, they're so fun. I love when all things go wild and you have like the whole climax of everything. I love that it's so obvious like when you get like the camera out in the view and everything. It's just like everything gets puzzled together and you see this thing form and it's so cool. I love that we have this kind of like old machine that takes you back. It's a radio. It has like the thing that you adjust for like the actual stations and stuff. It has what the heck? It is a radio, right? It has to. Yeah, it has even like the square with the many dots. It's like for the sound to come out, and it's so what they want is to go back in time. Maybe I don't know. Or they were way back in time because it was black and white, and now they're in the 90s and 20s. Hey, maybe. Oh well. Yeah, you even have that transparent kind of weird phone that they did at the time. Yeah, that is it. What the heck? That's so fun. It's so funny. I love the fish eye shots. And they're so perfect for this kind of music video. And they're using them so well. It's so funny. I love it. Ugh, I adore it. And then that was so fun. That, like, from here. Like the slow-mo, and then it's like blur shot through when it hits. Like it's beautiful, very, very slick. Very, very unnoticeable, but also noticeable. And then this, when they like just copy each other, like over and over of them singing. They look gorgeous, by the way. Let me tell you, the girls are slaying still, and I love it. I love watching and enjoying it. So this is beautiful. And then what else was really, really cool? Yeah, I just love how they're just that's it basically. That's the vibe, the era they were going for. And it's perfect. We even have like the whole screen here. The other fun thing was like this stage also where you knew they were gonna plug in stuff, so you knew they were gonna go wild. So here was one of the most fun things ever. I love that they duplicated themselves. I love that they were walking and duplicating themselves. And I love the many croc shots. That was so funny. What the heck was all these crocs? Was it very, like, in at the time? Or was it just like, we want a bunch of crocs? It was so fun. I love, like, yeah. Oh, wait. I didn't notice that where they're plugging it in is at that radio. So it's an amplifier as well, basically. Wait, what the heck? So they are plugging it in there. Yeah, they plugged it there. And they plugged it there. That's so cool. So they gain that climax and that complete yeah, so it's probably from black and white era, like way before 60s, 50s, and then we jump to like the 20s and 90s, and then we're now in the 2010s. Interesting. In the 2020s. Cool. What the heck? That's so interesting. And they go wild after that, which makes sense because, hey, it's again another jump of an era. And it's not just black and white transition like here, it's musical transition. So, more powerful. I like how they did it like that. Like how they chose to differentiate the different antitheses and transitions. Ah, this is so fun. Vocals here. What the heck is this shot? This shot's so funny. I don't get it. Someone needs to explain. It's probably like a fun thing that the girls wanted to add in that actually means something, but I'm just not catching it. I'm not sure. I love these shots though. They're so fun and they're so perfect because I remember old 90s and 20s music videos that I watched. I think they also have similar shots like this that they would play around with camera angles, or you have the tilted camera, that they would use to film with that whole thing. Yep. I love that they're taking that inspiration from that older era. Some people are. My apologies. No, forget I said anything. So yeah, I adore this, and then like the zoom of the camera arriving to the band. It's just so clean. It's so good. I love it. It's so trippy. Like if you focus on them, then you zoom out. If you focus on the actual like sides, you zoom in. It's so funny. I can't. It's so funny. It's so good too. And then this, I love this. The fish eyes, even more. It's even more aggressive. The music's in a climax, so we add more and more and more of what we had. It's so fun. I love it. And I love how they have so many of them here. Also, like that was also very nice. Here, yeah. 1 second. Yippee. Okay. Yeah, this is also so fun. It's like, what the heck? That's so cool. It is so cool that they like just did this. It's so interesting too because it's like around like the ending. It's still powerful. The music's still not done, and they end in a very like powerful way. So you almost have a guitar-ish solo or like a musical in between break of vocals, but it's so powerful that you need something to support it, so you add and add like this. It's so overwhelming on like the screen, but it's so perfect because the band itself is just behind a white black background, so you just notice them individually and then you keep closing up on like the girls and then you like zoom out more and more and more and you see more and more of them, and it's so interesting. I love it. So and I love that they make up basically the background for the word more. It's perfect for the time that they're trying to present. And also, we haven't noticed, I don't know when this happened, but they changed it from the 3:4 to the 69 again, from the 9 to the 9:16, like the ratio, the aspect ratio of the shots. Let's see when that changed. They're doing the wonderful thing of slowly changing it. I love it. There's a film that does that at the final scene. And it's so impactful because by the end we feel so immersed in it, like even more immersed that you would think we would. And you don't even notice it. It's not as noticeable. So that's what they did here, and it's beautiful. They started with a 3x4, super old, super clean, even slimmer. I think it's a 1x1. Like, or the first I think ratio was a different. It wasn't the 3x4. The 3x4 is probably around here, probably. So I think like this is like the one weird ratio that I don't remember what it was, but it was something. Oh, I'll tell you why you don't notice it as much. Because they do tend to have a lot of like moving shots, either a zoom in or a tracking or a pan shot, or like the girls duplicating themselves so you think it's them, but no, the screen's also enlarging itself. So it's scaling itself wider. So it's so interesting now that you can see that slowly that frame widens and widens and widens and widens and widens more and more and more and more. And by this, like by the final climax, we've almost reached the 19 and 16 by 9 frame, which is the HD one that we have right now. So this is so cool. I love that they did that. It's so fun. And this feels overwhelming by the end, just how they wanted it to be. Because like they start off with a close-up of the girls, and then it's further away, further away, further away, and there's so many of them now. So this is perfect. They've outdone themselves. This is so fun. The filming was perfect. The music is so fun. I love it. It's not their usual stuff, but hey, they can have some variety now and then. Like, you're not supposed to be a band that just creates the same thing all over the time. Like, some people are gonna get tired of it sometimes, right? Like, you can't help it. You need to also like develop yourself, so you kind of need that. But yeah, I enjoyed this so much. This was so fun. It's so cool. Just like the filming, the lighting. I know I might be too invested into that, so some people might be like, you didn't talk a lot about the music. Well, I already said that vocals still sound insane, if not better. So the girls have been practicing. I also loved the quiet little vocals from Pow and Ale, like around here, I think. And they were just really clean. Oh, it's when they were firstly duplicating themselves somewhere around here, I think. Yeah, somewhere here. We have Pow and Ale vocals, and they sound so good. Very, very clean. Ugh, guitar here sounds so clean. Ugh, the music's just on point. I don't really have to say much. Here, these, like the vocals, like the backing vocals from both of the girls, beautiful. It's so light. It's so like airy, like a feather. Their voices is like listening to feathers fly in the wind. Perfect, sweet, just flowy again, just gives me the vibe of that old era. And then you have Danny, and Danny's so fun. It's just like she brings us back to the now, because her voice just has some very like specifically out of the 90s and 20s kind of vibe. It's more powerful, it's more like it has more of a hit. So because it does that, it just always brings me back. But they've done such a good job immersing everything that because of Danny's voice, I'm still seeing their identity in there, which is a good thing because you get to see them still be the band that you know because of Danny's vocals, because of the music still hitting in that kind of way with the climax and everything. I still get that vibe of their usual songs. But because they've changed so many things and we have so many like 90s, 20s kind of things, it's so interesting just to see the fight between these. It's so interesting. I love it. I enjoyed this so much. I hope you guys did too. I know the camera's crooked, but I kind of gave up midway of fixing it. But yeah, I hope if you enjoyed that you will like, subscribe, click on the notifications for the next video that will be on Thursday, hopefully. And I'll see you guys next time in my next reaction. Bye bye!